What is up, my veggies? My name is VeggieTales Raymond, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be counting down the top 12 movies of 2018. Now, this list is very, very difficult. I struggled so much with this list trying to figure out which movies to put in this list. It was very, very difficult. Number 12, Solo: A Star Wars Story. Now, usually my Star Wars movies are higher up on the list, but this movie wasn't as good as some of the others that I saw this year. I really enjoyed it, though. I actually enjoyed it more than Rogue One, but some of the other movies I've seen this year are nothing compared to this movie. Well, this movie is nothing to other movies that I've seen this year, is what I meant. It's a pretty good movie. I like seeing a young Han Solo and Chewbacca, learning more about him and Lando, and learning a lot about their past is a really interesting concept. And this does set up a continuation of this story, which I really, really like them doing. It's a very interesting thing that they've done. But it's not the best movie of the year. Number 11, Deadpool 2. Now, I really enjoyed this movie. It was nowhere near as good as the first one. Well, I wouldn't say nowhere near, but it wasn't as good as the first one. Even though there was some really great jokes in this movie, some good action, some very interesting concepts that I'm surprised that this movie dived into. It was really crazy, over the top, in a good way. And it just overall has a good overarching story and just has great characters. There was some stuff that would not please most comic book fans in this. But for me, I liked a lot of it, like the appearance of Juggernaut, and so many other things that were in this movie were very, very interesting and just made for a pleasant experience. And it even got a technical alternate version of it made, so that makes it really, just overall, that's how you know it's a really good movie. Number 10, Black Panther. Now, I know a lot of people are going to hate me for making this only number 10, but I'm not saying it's a bad movie. And I want to say one thing about this list. Think of all these movies as equal, basically, because they're just all really good, and this list has just been really hard to put together. But let's talk about Black Panther. This movie was overall just a fantastic and joyful experience. Yeah, the CGI is, looking back at it, is one of the reasons why it's only at number 10, but it's still a really good movie, well acted. It's a lot of things in some movies you think it wouldn't work, but in this stuff works. Like, standing around and talking is actually enjoyable. The action is pretty all right when it's not. Most of the CGI is but besides that, the movie is pretty good. If you have not seen this, I would very much recommend giving it a watch, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you what Marvel fan hasn't seen this movie yet. Number 9, Christopher Robin. This is a fantastic way to bring Winnie the Pooh into the real world and expanding on Christopher Robin as a character, throwing stuff from the novel in here. That just overall makes a fantastic film. And people who said they have a problem with this movie, why would you have a problem with this fantastic movie? It's well acted. It gave me some insight on some things I didn't even know about some of the characters, for the fact that rabbit and owl are actual animals and not stuffed animals. I did not know that. Which, looking back, it's more obvious, but this movie is so heartwarming and just full of life. And when you just see the characters you know that you grew up with, and you're just like, oh, yes, yay. But I kind of wish we could have spent more time with some of the other characters, such as Rue and Kanga and Rabbit and Owl. I wish everyone pretty much sounded the same for their voice actor parts, except for, I'd say, Rabbit and Owl, but that's not a big problem for me. But this is a really good movie. Number 8, The Incredibles. Once again, take this list with the fact that I think all these movies are great. But The Incredibles 2 was something that I was eagerly awaiting. And when it came, it did not let down. Sure, it's not as amazing to me as some of the other movies on this list, but it's still a darn good movie. The animation is great. The acting is great. I love that this movie, that The Incredibles got a follow-up, and it's such a great movie. Just the villain is pretty good, whether you can argue if it's generic or not, but it's overall a great movie and a great sequel. A couple people had problems with it, but most of the reception for this movie was positive. Number 7, Ready Player One. Boy, was I excited when I first heard about this movie. I never read the book, but all of the Easter eggs and stuff that was in this movie automatically hooked me. But that's not all the movie is. The movie has a really great story. I love the back and forth between in the Oasis and real life. The actual movie is just super good, and is just overall, especially that ending, I love. It is a really great movie, and if you have not seen it, definitely go rent it, buy it, something. It's a great film. If you have not seen it, watch it as soon as humanly possible. It is that good of a movie. Number 6, Avengers Infinity War. Everyone was excited for this movie when it got announced, and I'm one of those people, which is everyone. This movie was the crossover event everyone wanted. Even though we didn't get absolutely everyone in this, it was still fantastic. Getting to see all these characters together, seeing Thanos actually do stuff, it's super amazing. When people have been waiting for this for, it's crazy. And all the Marvel movies in the cinematic universe were leading up to this, which is amazing. And we even have more to come. We have Avengers Endgame coming, and this movie was a good startup for that. It's going to be great to have this and Endgame, and this movie just is amazing, and it's filmed great, it's amazing, it's emotional, and it's just overall a great ride. If you want a great superhero movie to watch, this I very much recommend checking out. Number 5, Teen Titans Go to the Movies and Next Gen. For a while, Teen Titans Go was the number 1 movie of the year for me. But then some other movies came along and kind of changed that. Next Gen was a surprise movie that I just loved that came from Netflix, which I just absolutely loved this movie. The animation was great, and I just loved it. Teen Titans Go to the movies. I'm not a fan of Teen Titans Go, but I loved this movie. It's so funny, so over the top, and it's just great, in my opinion. I liked it. I'm surprised that I liked it. Next Gen is just, I'd say I enjoy it slightly more than Teen Titans Go to the movies, but I have to give them both to the number 5 spot. So, yeah. Number 4, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Actually just saw this one today, so yeah. This one was absolutely enjoyable. I probably even enjoyed it a lot more than the first. At some points I was like, oh, okay. But at other parts that really hit me as a YouTuber, I'm like, oh, I see what you did there. See what you're doing there, Ralph Breaks the Internet. And just overall, seeing these characters again, especially on the big screen, which I did get to see the first one on the big screen. I did get to see the first one on the big screen. But it was great to see them on the big screen again because I loved seeing these characters. I love Ralph. I love Vanellope. I love Fix-It Felix, Sergeant Calhoun. It's such a great film. The animation is really, really good. It's great to see more video game character cameos. It's good to see cameos in general from like websites and stuff and things like that. I'm going to end this on saying this is the Emoji Movie done right. Number 3, I Can Only Imagine. The movie based on the very popular song of the same name. Boy, did I bawl my eyes out in the theater when I saw this movie. I absolutely love it. I own this movie on Blu-ray, and it's just overall a phenomenal film. I loved it. I still love it. It's such a great movie. It tells a great story, and the casting I love, the emotion. That's where this movie shines. It really makes you emotional. This is probably one of my favorite movies that have ever made me cry, and I just love it. It's definitely one of my favorite movies centered around like Christian heritage and stuff like that. If that's how you would describe it. But I loved this movie. It's completely fantastic and is such a completely amazing film. It's so good. Number 2, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This was the first time we ever got a big screen Spider-Man movie that wasn't about Peter Parker. Yes, Peter Parker is in this movie, but he's not the focus. It's Miles Morales, which I love. This is how they decided to introduce Miles Morales to film. And a lot of people probably very confused when this movie came out. I guarantee you a lot of people did not know about Miles Morales. But I love the whole including of the Spider-Verse in this. I love Spider-Gwen, Penny Parker, Spider-Ham, and Spider-Man and Miles Morales and everything. It's such a greatly amazing movie. The animation style is great. It's just overall fantastic to look at. It's just such a great movie overall. If you have not seen it, you need to go see it. It is amazing, and I'm so glad I got the opportunity to go see this movie. It is such an amazing film. And before we get to our number 1 spot, here are a few honorable mentions. Tomb Raider. I really liked how this movie tackled the newer Tomb Raider games, and it was just pretty good. A Quiet Place. This movie is very suspenseful and kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time. It's a pretty thrilling movie. Hotel Transylvania 3. It was all right, but it is the weakest of the 3 movies. Smallfoot. This was a surprisingly pretty good animated movie. I was expecting it to be, well, just mediocre. Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween. It was an alright movie, but nowhere near as good as the first one. Isle of Dogs. Don't know what much to say about this, but I'll say it's alright. It's not horrible. It's pretty alright, and especially for a lot of the movie being in a different language, it's still pretty enjoyable. The Grinch. For an Illumination film, I don't mind it. I don't have that many problems with Illumination either. It's an alright animated movie. It's good for Christmas, and I didn't have that much problems with it. And number 1, without a doubt, is Halloween. I loved this movie. This is a remake/sequel done right. I felt really happy leaving the theater after watching this. This was such a fantastic horror movie, and it's probably my favorite movie in the Halloween franchise. I love the new version of the Halloween theme, and this movie is done so well. It references a bunch of the other Halloween movies, and it just is just super creative, and I just overall think this movie is great. If you have not seen it, I recommend you get to see it as soon as you possibly can. I believe it gets released on DVD, Blu-ray, digital, and 4K next month, which is January, as of recording this. But I think you guys would really enjoy this movie because I know it is just really good in my opinion. And there you have it. That was my top 12 movies of 2018. And this was a very hard list to make. Like, it had some really great movies this year. 2018 had some great movies this year that I just loved. And it was really, really hard to make this list. Like, I'm completely serious. It's probably one of the most difficult lists I have done on this channel. And just let's hope 2019 is going to be a very good year for movies. It looks like it's going to be good, so let's hope. And it's just amazing. And I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, because I am recording this the day before Christmas Eve. And you guys are just amazing. And if you guys want to give us any suggestions for a future top 12, let me know down in the comment section below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please tap the like button down below. Subscribe, leave me a comment, and link to all my social medias linked down in the description below. And do not forget, hit the notification button so you'll be notified when I upload these sweet videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.